We are Social Blade.
There definitely are a lot of big changes coming to Digg. What they're planning on doing is basically rewriting the entire site. They're changing a whole bunch of aspects. They're going to first off be giving a personalized homepage where instead of having the main instead of having the main page where you go and has every single story there, it's going to be a personalized page based off of certain things that you've dug recently or things that you've submitted or commented on, and basically sort of like the recommendation engine, but just without having, I guess, an upcoming, but acting in general to basically personalize the news better to give you a feeling of what's going on there. Beyond that, they're not going to be having submitters submitting absolutely everything there. They're going to be allowing big websites to submit stories via the API using RSS or similar methods there. So on big sites like, I don't know, ones that people submit all the time.
Cracked.
Yeah, all of those ones
Cracked.
that you guys know what I think about. You're not going to have to rush to submit them. It's going to be automatically done for you.
Other changes, because they seem to have a laundry list of different things that they're going to be implementing once the new Digg actually launches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're also one of the main things. Also, they're not going to care as much about what logged in users are doing in the sense of going there and upcoming and looking through the stories and digging the ones you like, since there's just been way too many stories there these days. I think at the moment right now there's around 20 or so thousand a day, give or take, and with submissions being submitted automatically there's going to be millions perhaps, or at least hundreds of thousands. So what they're going to be doing is, first off, taking signals from other networks such as Twitter and Facebook. So whenever a story is shared on there, that's going to count a little bit towards if it's going to be promoted or not on Digg. And also, they're going to allow people that aren't actually logged in to also actually dig things and have it count.
Will it dig into Reddit as well?
That's, it very well might. They haven't said that, but it's quite possible.
Or are they just going to leave Lieutenant General Pan as that connection?
Yeah, no, I think LT Gem Panda, his role of filtering the best content on Reddit to Digg will not be in jeopardy. Do not worry one bit.
Oh, great. How about Miguel Lopez? Is he still going to be able to submit his 20 a day?
I have a feeling that he's going to be one of those people that gets cut off a lot because he submits a lot of big whitelisted websites and their great content, and so I think that those content publishers are just going to want to, automatically syndicate through the Digg API a lot of those submissions. I mean, if you're Cracked, if you're APOD, if you're one of those sites where, no matter what you publish, it makes it the front page, this is just a way to streamline the process, make it a little easier for them. Because there's still a lot of people that are technically going to be digging it, no matter who subs it or not, So that's my thought on that one issue. But, I'm personally a little mixed about a lot of what the new Digg's going to be about. I actually love some of the proposals there, but I actually really don't understand or really like some of the changes that are coming, which I think are inherently antisocial. One such change that I'm speaking of is the role of anonymous users. I think the purpose of Digg and what made Digg great from a community perspective was that people had to be logged in to participate, whether it was to vote or to comment, and now people aren't going to even have to be logged in to vote, to submit, so I'm not really sure that specific change is facilitating anything that's more social.
Well, Victor, regarding that specifically, the purpose of Digg was basically to take the best news and use crowdsourcing to get the best stories shown to the most amount of people as possible. So being social in the sense that you have to have an actual account doesn't necessarily take that into account. Really what they need to do is just have the most different places where people are voting on stories, be it a Digg or just sharing it, and taking that into account. That effectively does what they're trying to do, to crowdsource, edit the best news, and publish the best news. So
But then who will we know to make fun of? Jason.
Yeah, no, you won't
Who
know.
will we know to make fun of? Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. There will
But,
definitely be
the
a lot
social
less
aspects-
accountability, but it should be
Here's the thing,
better.
Ergo. It's Digg's kind of been moving towards this, sort of integrating antisocial elements, and it's not really that that's a bad thing. I just think that, basically opening the floodgates. I mean, think about how many people actually are using Digg in terms of the people who visit the front page. I mean, there's a huge disparity between front page visitors and activity, just because most people are going to the Digg front page, clicking through, and checking out, like you said, the hottest news on the web via Digg. And I know that the anonymous vote is going to do a lot of things like bump up participation, and in general, it's going to increase the average Digg count for stories. Who knows how much? And I think that in itself is good. But at the point where people can basically be identityless, there's no social relevancy to that, because part of the reason or the significance of social networks are the identities or the characters or the personalities that really kind of have their own style, their own contribution to the way of to basically my experience on Digg. So I just think that it's going to be heavily skewed, that you're going to see Digg become a little less social, a little more mainstream, and a little more synced up with what's buzzing on Twitter, what's buzzing on Facebook, which ultimately is one of their goals, because, like Jay Adelson said in that interview with Wired, he doesn't like the fact that there's big news that is popping on every other social media site that is really getting hot and trending, but Digg is one of the few places where that news can basically be yesterday's news today. And this is obviously one great way to fix that. I just am not sure it's worth the cost of opening up the floodgates to anonymous users to basically be able to do everything a logged in user can do, but not be really socially accountable for what they're doing, for how they're interacting. And that's just, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Static 99 says Digg has taken antisocial changes, removing avatars, removing shouts.
Yeah.
He's mixed on that, but seems rather antisocial in his opinion,
Yep.
same as with some of the upcoming changes.
Yeah.
But they're integrating Facebook and Twitter, so
Well, not officially.
is that really
it's what they're
antisocial?
doing is Digg's
They've
gonna be
already
crawling
done that
those
in the past.
networks. Yeah, no, they're going to be crawling links on Twitter and Facebook through their own new technology that they're developing, similar to ways that TweetMeme and Topsy kind of aggregate Twitter data concerning certain Bitly links and stuff. They're going to kind of do the same thing. They're going to basically, in a real-time way, rate what is really getting hot on the web and when something will need to be syndicated across the board to all the Digg users. And I think that in general, like on paper, that is a great concept. But the way in which it's going to be implemented and at what cost to the average Digg user that has been committed to the community, that really enjoys it for what it is and what it offers to people like us. I don't know. I'm a little mixed, although I'm definitely very excited for a lot of other changes. But yeah, it's just really interesting what's going on. And the truth is, none of us are really going to know what it's like until we all start getting on the Digg beta, which should be happening at some point soon here. I believe by early April.
Invading the internet, covering Web 2.0, coast to coast, worldwide, and everywhere in between. This is where you put the social in social media. We are Social Blade.